What's up? Welcome. Here to do another video today on a topic that's kind of trending on the internet. I'm going to read you the story and then I want to say my thoughts about it, and I'm going to get mom's thoughts about it, and then if you're interested, you comment below and you share your thoughts about it. The title of it is called "Let This Mom Explain Why She Chooses to Breastfeed Her 5-year-old Triplets." And there's a picture. I'm gonna include this picture in my YouTube thumbnail. Hopefully it doesn't get like whatever. Yeah, there's videos of moms all over YouTube breastfeeding and showing all their breasts, all this stuff. So this thumbnail on my video shouldn't be a big deal. So here we go. The length of time a person breastfeeds their child can vary depending on how well they're able to produce milk, how long they actually want to do it, and whether the baby wants to continue to nurse. Most people in the U.S. stop nursing before their babies are 6 months old. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reports, but the American Academy of Pediatrics recommends that people breastfeed for at least a year. But what works for some parents and their children to breastfeed long past that, and what's known as extended breastfeeding. I never heard of that terminology before. I've heard of people breastfeeding for a long time, but I never heard that terminology. And to breastfeed, like from what I've seen, it's a lot of work for moms. Like it takes a lot of work, especially if you're working, you know. Let me continue. Devana Wright, who breastfeeds her 5-year-old triplets, Willow, Connor, and Summer, is one of those people. Wright wrote an essay for the Milk Meg about her experience nursing her children, and she says that she's just as surprised about the fact that she's still doing it 5 years later as other people are. My older two kids both self-weaned around 13 to 14 months, so my rather lofty goal with the trio was 2 years, she wrote, but here we are still going. She says she often hears people say that she's probably still nursing because she can't let it go, but she says she would be happy if her children stopped breastfeeding now. However, she says, I am big on letting the child decide when they're ready to wean. But at the same time, I'm like, dudes, there are 3 of you and you're 5. Come on already. Wright says she's tired and just feeling done, but adds that her children love it so much they truly do. There's a lot of controversy around this topic, and there's like a bunch of people making comments and like saying all this kind of stuff, and there was actually a couple of funny comments that I wanted to read, but this is the end of the article here, I believe. Let me see. Oh no, it actually continues. Let me try to read some of this quickly. This is just too much of a actually I'm going to skip this part. Let's see. Certified lactation education counselor Rebecca Herpert, a lactation consultant in the Mayo Clinics, tells Self that there are a lot of benefits to continuing to nurse a baby after a year, including good nutrition. Breast milk has a higher fat content, provides more energy in later months and years, and boosts a child's immune system. If you've seen my other video where I'm talking about the benefits of breastfeeding, how it's important, they're relaying pretty much the same information that I said. Breastfed toddlers between the ages of 1 and 3 have been found to have fewer illnesses of shorter duration, and lower mortality rates. Longer breastfeeding also benefits the mother with a decreased risk of health issues like breast and ovarian cancer. While the milk is still nutritious for children after the age of 1, Patricia Dodge, a certified nurse midwife at Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, like 20 different titles and names for this thing. Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center tells Self that feelings of closeness and security tend to be big motivators for children who will nurse at a later age. A lot of times kids that age aren't nursing very long. They're just looking for comfort. Typically, babies and children will self-wean, meaning they decide when they want to stop nursing. Dodge says Hanley points out that weaning is a very personal decision that each mother takes, and it can be led by mother or child. However, she notes, premature weaning a baby before the mother wants, weaning a baby before the mother wants to is very common because of workplace demands. So that's like I was saying, like from what I've seen, I don't know personally because I don't breastfeed, but I've seen a lot of moms, they say it's a lot of work. So, I commend a lot of the moms that at least tried breastfeeding. They put their effort in, and however far you're able to go is however far you're able to go. Okay, so Dodge says slow weaning is best, adding that it may be helpful to allow the baby to nurse for a bit and distract them. Nighttime feedings can be the hardest for a baby to give up, but it may be helpful for someone else to put the baby to bed. But Haley stresses it is really up to the breastfeeding parent and baby. Most people will wean when they feel they want to or need to, depending on the circumstances, she says. But some choose to let the child decide. This is a very reasonable and safe option. There should be no judgment from friends, family, medical professions, or society about when a mother and a child stop breastfeeding. It is an extremely personal decision. So my thoughts. First of all, like I've said in my other videos, nobody can really tell a parent how to parent their kids and how long and this and that. That being said, okay, she put this out there for the world, right? So it's going to be open for criticism. It's going to be open for people's opinions. 5 years old, in my opinion, my personal opinion, though I've never breastfed, so this is something that's really out of my scope. But I just giving my opinion as a dad, my thoughts. 5 years old seems like a lot. Like it's 5 years old. That's a long time to be breastfeeding, and I wonder. I think if you can make it to 1 year old, you're doing great, because a lot of moms have a hard time just making it to 1 year. 2 years, I think for me, I would think 2 years is like enough. Like that's the max. Like, okay, you're good. But and I don't know. This is just me theoretically speaking. But 5 years old breastfeeding, like full time. This picture, she has 2 kids, and one on each breast, and the kid on the top. I mean, she seems happy, and it's her personal decision. But it's an article and it's put out there, so I'm going to give my opinion. My opinion is I think that 5 years, if I had to go through it, like if my daughter had to, and like there's benefits. You probably save a lot on food. You probably save a lot on baby food. It's healthier for your baby. And I don't know, I wonder how long this woman's going to keep going. And if she's breastfeeding, does she work? Like, does she have a job? I'm not trying to sound critical, but I'm just wondering, because I know this one mom, besides my girlfriend, because my girlfriend, she breastfeeds and stuff, and she tries to pump at work, but it's very difficult for her because she's always on the go, so she doesn't always get to pump at work. I know another mom at my job that she pumps at work and she's always breastfeeding, and let me just tell you, she says she's tired. It's a lot of work, it's draining. So I wonder if this mom works or is she a stay-at-home mom. To me, it kind of looks like she's probably a stay-at-home mom. That's what I'm making an assumption. So let me see if I can find the comments, because I thought some of the comments were funny. I don't want to make fun of the situation, but I just thought what some of the people were saying was pretty funny. So let me see if I'm able to find that. So hang on one second. Okay, so I found some of the comments. I'm going to read a few of the top comments. Maybe you agree with them, maybe you disagree. This first comment has 662 likes. She says, when a woman let their child still breastfeed at an older age, it's no longer for the sake of the child. It's for the mother. She can't let go. Cut the cord. You're doing more harm than good. That's what I kind of wonder, are there long-term life effects? Sometimes when we're a kid, things happen to us when we're very small, and we don't think it affects us. And then later on, 20, 30 years in life, you're doing like this little whatever habit or whatever, and it's because of something that happened when you were a kid. So I think she brings up a good point. She's being a little, and like I said, it's this woman's choice to do what she wants. But when you put something out there in the world, everybody's going to have their opinion. Here's another one. If you really want to If you really want them to still have breast milk, then put it in a cup. There's absolutely no reason they should be still nursing, especially when they can walk, talk, eat full meals. Come on now. Another comment. I'm going to keep my strong feelings out of this comment and simply say, if it's truly for the benefits of the milk to put in a cup, to have a 5-year-old sucking on one breast is not for the child. It's for the mother. I don't know her, so obviously she couldn't say what she needs or getting out of it, but it's so sad to think that these kids will deal with it from it. And if they're going to be a picture, show the mother's face, not the poor child. I think the picture did show them. Oh no, well, the initial article doesn't show the mom's face. So, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of putting these kids out there too, in a way. I mean, I don't know. And honestly, to be honest with you too, I wouldn't be comfortable with my girlfriend showing off her breasts on the internet with my daughter on it. Like, it's not even like she's covered. Like, her breasts are almost out there. The only thing you can't see is her nipples. So I don't know what kind of woman. I'm being critical here, but what kind of woman would show her breasts for the whole world to see? You know, I don't know. Baby, can you give your thoughts real quick on this article?
Okay.
All right, the article, just to sum it up for you real quick, is a mom. She has triplets. One of them is 5 years old, and she's still breastfeeding. What's your thoughts on that?
At 5 years old?
Yeah, and come a little closer, just so I can hear you on the mic. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you think like it's too much? I mean, like I was saying, it's her personal choice, but I'm saying she put it out there on the internet, so it's everybody's making their opinion. Would you be okay with 5 years? Do you think it's excessive? Or?
Absolutely not. Like, I already see the demand of breastfeeding, and I love doing it.
Right.
I plan on doing it until 5 years. I'm sorry, 1 year old.
Okay.
But I don't see why it's necessary to do it when a child is 5 years old, when they're already introduced to other types of foods, drinks, snacks, things, you know, the same things that the nutrients and vitamins that they can get from other foods that they can get from your breast milk.
Right.
And it's very demanding. Breastfeeding is very demanding, and it's not like an easy task. It's not an easy thing to do, especially when you're in public with your child. Well, I'm just speaking from my point of view.
Okay.
And this is just my opinion. But I don't plan on doing it past 1 year. I'm trying to do it to see if she'll do it till 6 months. And you know, she's 5 months now, so we're almost there. But my goal is 1 year, and that's it. But I don't see how I would be able to do it for 5 years.
Yeah, that's pretty. You know what? Another thing that I was saying too. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. The other thing I was saying too is like, I wonder if she's an at-home mom, because I can only imagine too if you're working and then
not only that, let me tell you, like, being a working mother, there are times, most of the times, 90% of the time, I'm not able to pump as I would like to at work because of the demand at work. So being an at-home mom, it's easier and it's more convenient for, you know, and a stay-at-home mom, which I, you know, my hat tops off to you. Like, I command, you know, like, I don't know, like, I give you props for that, but I'm not able to do that because, you know, we both work, and I'm just not able to do the things that a stay-at-home mom would be able to do. So, no, 5 years, no.
Okay. All right. Thanks, babe. Yeah, I just wanted to hear your little thought, because, you know, there's a lot of moms on here talking about it, and I think it's like an interesting topic. You know, and like I said too, it's really up to the parents. Nobody can really say anything, but just to get people's thoughts and opinions, you know, on it. Yeah.
And it's always recommended recommended by pediatricians, like for the first 6 months, you know.
Okay.
My goal is the first year. Like
Okay.
I'm gonna stop at, you know, when she turns 1 year old. So I don't know how 5 years, like how, you know, how that works out for that particular mother.
Okay.
That's it. That was my last thing to say.
All right. Thanks, babe. Appreciate your feedback. So let me, I'm going to read another comment just that supports the mom, because I've been reading all these negative comments. Let me read another one that, actually, I don't even think this one supports her. She put in parentheses, there should be no judgment from family, friends, medical professionals, or society when a mother stops breastfeeding. It's extremely personal decision. And then this person wrote, LOL, she clearly never met the internet. Doesn't she know that everyone else knows best? So she is kind of supporting her mom. Everybody's going to try to tell you what to do. You know, I'm all for breastfeeding up until like 3 years. But beyond that, I wouldn't want my kids to have memories of sucking on my nipples. I guess you could argue that it's a positive that they know when the breasts are for. But just for me, I agree that if you want them to have the milk pump in a cup, the kids don't need active nursing when they're 4+ years old. So I'm not going to keep reading comments. You know, we could go forever, but those are my thoughts. And, it would be another discussion. I personally can't co-sign this woman showing her breasts off to millions of people on the internet. I just don't co-sign that, but that's another topic too. Breastfeeding in public. I'm cool with breastfeeding in public. It's up to the mama's personal decision, but I think that you should probably cover up a little bit. I don't know. As a man, I wouldn't want my woman with her breasts out all over the internet. It's just not for me. Babe, do you want to say one more thing before I end off?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I love breastfeeding. I really do enjoy breastfeeding my daughter. But it's not an easy thing. Like when she's breastfeeding for like an hour on a breast, or you know, like 30 minutes on each, it's painful. It becomes painful, and it's not an easy thing. And I've tried the whole breastfeeding out in public thing, but in my car, that's as far as I would go out as, you know, quote unquote breastfeeding in public. I just don't feel comfortable like sitting out on a bench. And even if I was covered up, but you know, to each his own. To each his own, right? You know, but me personally, I wouldn't feel comfortable like sitting out on a bench, even if I was covered up, breastfeeding my daughter. I just feel like there's so many. I don't know, maybe because of the way society has become, and so many
crazy people,
perverts out there. I'm just not that comfortable. I'm not comfortable. So the most I've done as far as like public breastfeeding my daughter is in my own car, and even then I was, you know, like I was like a little nervous about doing that. But it's not an easy thing, and it becomes painful. So, you know, props to the mothers that do it for 5 years. I applaud you, and you know, more power to you. I'm trying to get to 6 months, and my goal is a year. So I just want to put that out there. Thanks, baby. You're welcome.
Yeah, I think I might maybe do another video too, talking about like public breastfeeding, like another little hot topic. But just like this thing on the internet, I personally, I can't get down with that. Like, I'm not with that. My girlfriend's breasts all over the internet, and everybody sees what I see. I just feel like you got to draw a line at somewhere. You know, But that's my thoughts. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, comment, subscribe. I'm trying to reach 100 subscribers, yo. So there's a lot of people that watch my videos and don't subscribe. I have the analytics. It's like 2% of subscribers are watching my videos. 90-something% are people that aren't even subscribed. So if you're watching this, you're not subscribed, just hit the subscribe button. It takes a few seconds. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Just hit subscribe. All right. Thanks. Support me. Help me reach 100. I'm at 66 right now, I think. All right. Thank you. Take care.